You know, there are certain things in the world that are truly upsetting, things that probably shouldn't even exist. I'm sure you've all heard the recent news, because it's been making headlines for the last 3 months. It's about what appears to be the next installment in the Call of Duty series, possibly named Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 or some variation of that. According to reports from insiders in the gaming industry, this game is expected to feature its own large warzone map, with Season 1 slated to launch on December 5th, 2023. The game itself is rumored to be released on November 10th, 2023. Now, here's where the frustration comes in. Some members of the gaming community are scratching their heads and wondering what's going on with the developers and publishers like Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer and Activision. They are questioning why this is happening and why some people seem excited about it. This frustration is particularly directed at those who may have eagerly anticipated another installment in the Modern Warfare series. It's a moment when some people can't help but wonder why anyone would get excited about what feels like a repetitive release in the franchise. It's a sentiment of confusion and disappointment towards the gaming industry's decisions. It's quite puzzling how some people can genuinely get excited about anything related to what seems to be an upcoming Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 Part 3 or some variation of that title. This sentiment of bewilderment is shared by many in the gaming community. People are struggling to comprehend why anyone would be so enthusiastic about what appears to be another iteration of the same series. Some may anticipate this release because it seems like an ongoing trend in the Call of Duty franchise. And yes, there's often criticism directed at content creators and streamers who, despite expressing frustration with the game, continue to purchase and play it. It's a paradox that's not lost on anyone. However, what this video is trying to convey is a strong message to everyone, including the content creators themselves. The message is clear: do not buy Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 Part 3 when it's released. The rationale behind this warning is that by not purchasing the game at launch, players and content creators alike can send a message to Activision and the game developers. The concern is that when players keep pouring money into these games without reservation, it creates an incentive for developers to prioritize profit over quality. This is seen as a worrying trend, where games like Modern Warfare 2019 Part 2 and potentially Part 3 may receive minimal investment in development while generating significant revenue. Let's dig a bit deeper into the issue. Activision tends to boast about its games generating billions of dollars within the first week of release, but there's a troubling pattern here. After the initial hype, there have been reports, especially during Season 1 Reloaded, that player counts dropped significantly, around 60 to 70%. This begs the question, is this level of player drop-off normal? Now, here's where it gets concerning. If not for the rebranding and naming of this game, Modern Warfare 3, it might have been considered a colossal failure in the Call of Duty franchise. Why? Well, for starters, it's being developed by Sledgehammer Games, and their previous installment, Vanguard, didn't receive a warm reception, so to put it mildly, Vanguard is widely regarded as a lackluster entry in the series. But the bigger issue is the game's history. Originally, it was supposed to be an expansion or a DLC for Modern Warfare 19, extending its lifespan to a second year. However, Activision switched gears and Modern Warfare 2 didn't quite live up to expectations, partly because the developers didn't invest enough effort into it. You can't simply rely on the nostalgia associated with a game title to keep players engaged in the long run. Exactly, it all boils down to the game itself needing to be good. Now, let's circle back to the initial plan for the game. Originally, it was intended to be an expansion pack or a DLC for Modern Warfare 2019, but then Activision decided to rebrand it as a fully produced premium title. Here's the catch: it's being developed by Sledgehammer Games, the same studio that delivered a subpar Call of Duty game just the previous year with Vanguard. So consider this timeline, from the middle of Vanguard in 2022 to its launch later in 2023, how much time did Sledgehammer Games truly have to develop a premium Call of Duty title with its own unique identity? The concern is that the rush development may not lead to a quality gaming experience. In the past, we could have Black Ops followed by Modern Warfare followed by Black Ops 2, and that every other year release schedule worked because those games were genuinely good and the developers were focused on delivering quality rather than solely chasing profits. These days, it's a different story. Game developers seem to prioritize money, sales, and microtransactions over everything else. They often flaunt their revenue figures, but you rarely hear about how many people are actually playing the game in the long run. Why? Because they don't seem to care about player satisfaction beyond the initial sales and microtransactions. Let's think about it this way. Before this next game was given the title Modern Warfare 2019 Part 3, nobody was particularly excited about it. Now suddenly, they're trying to capitalize on nostalgia for the third time with a Modern Warfare game. The concern here is that they might be trying to hype up a game that, based on what we know, seems underdeveloped. Unlike Modern Warfare 2019 Part 2, where there was talk about Infinity Ward taking feedback and learning from their mistakes, it doesn't appear that this is the case here. It seems like a potential recipe for disaster, where the game might not be good at any point in its life cycle, whether that's 3 months after launch, 5 months, 6, or even a year later. So the overall recommendation here is pretty straightforward: don't buy it. It's a call to consider the quality and long-term enjoyment of the game rather than getting swept up in the hype. On the other hand, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3's new weapons may not be new after all. Given that Modern Warfare 3 is set to reuse assets from the original Modern Warfare 2, it makes sense for the game to also incorporate gameplay elements from the 2009 title. Players will have the opportunity to revisit classic MW2 maps on modern hardware, so it's only fitting that they should have access to the same iconic weapons from that game. While some weapons from Modern Warfare 2 have already been reintroduced in the franchise reboot, there are still plenty of recognizable firearms that haven't made a return. MW3 could include classic weapon types like the UMP45 and the ACR, additionally bringing back beloved shotguns like the Model 1887 and pistols like the M93 Raffica would be perfect for stirring up nostalgia. In essence, there is a wide array of weapons that could be reintroduced to create a nostalgic and diverse arsenal in Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 has faced criticism for relying heavily on older content, particularly by using maps from Modern Warfare 2. Initially, there was confusion about whether MW3 was just an expansion for Modern Warfare 2, but Activision clarified that it's a standalone premium release. However, this heavy reliance on MW2's multiplayer maps has raised concerns about repetitive design. Introducing weapons from Modern Warfare 2 to MW3 could potentially intensify these criticisms about the game lacking fresh content, so it might be better for MW3 to focus on creating its own unique content for other aspects of its core multiplayer. But there are reasons why Activision is drawing so much from MW2. The original MW2 is often hailed as one of the best Call of Duty titles ever, and fans have long wished for a faithful remaster of its multiplayer. Since MW3 shares the same maps as the older release, it could be the closest fans get to re-experiencing the glory of Modern Warfare 2. Additionally, MW3 is reported to have faster-paced multiplayer gameplay, aligning more with the arcade-like feel of Modern Warfare 2. In this context, reintroducing MW2's weapons could be a more positive move for the upcoming game. In a nutshell, it's clear that there's a lot of skepticism and frustration surrounding the upcoming Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. The gaming community is divided over whether this installment will live up to the expectations or fall short, but one thing's for sure, the decision to buy or not to buy will ultimately shape the future of the franchise. What are your thoughts on MW3? Are you excited about its potential, or do you share the concerns expressed here? Let us know in the comments below, and if you found this discussion interesting, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more gaming insights and discussions.